Welcome back, students. This is the second part of the chapter 4, Weathering and Soil Formation. So, we will start with the factors that affect weathering. Number 1 is climate. So, meteorological elements such as moisture, temperature, wind and air pressure, these determine the pace and speed of physical or chemical weathering. And weathering occurs fastest in hot and wet climates and occurs very slowly in hot and dry climates. For example, tropical rainforests, chemical weathering rates would be rapid, very high, because these regions, they have both high temperatures and plenty of rainfall. And in very cold and dry areas, there is very little weathering that will take place. Next is type of rock. Now, depending on the composition, rocks may weather quickly or slowly as the property of the rock also changes. So, a rock made up of the mineral quartz weathers slowly, whereas rocks made up of feldspar, calcite and iron weather quickly. Next is topography. Topography directly affects weathering. Now, what is topography? Topography is the arrangement of the natural and the artificial physical features of an area. So, topography directly affects weathering by exposing rocks to the sun and wind. So, the elevated areas, they will be more affected and the lower areas will be affected less. For example, slopes which receive more sun and rain have a higher chance of experiencing weathering at a very faster rate. Next is vegetation. A rock surface that is covered by vegetation is protected from weathering, whereas the rocks, whose surface are bare, they weather to a great extent. Next is surface area. Most weathering, it occurs on exposed surfaces of rocks and minerals. The more surface area of a rock has, the more quickly it will weather. Okay, and when a block is cut into smaller pieces, it has more surface area then, and so the smaller pieces of the rock, they will weather faster than a large block of rock. Next is pollution. Now, pollution will speed up weathering. How? Factories and cars release carbon dioxide, that is CO2, and other gases into the air. Now, these gases dissolve in the rainwater and cause acid rain. And acid rain, it contains nitric and sulfuric acid and causes rocks and minerals to dissolve. Next is the types of weathering. So there are 3 types: mechanical, chemical and biological weathering. Let's study about the first one, that is mechanical weathering. Now, for example, when we break a walnut, we smash it with a hammer, then it will break into a lot of small pieces, but will not change what it is. It will only break, right? Even though the pieces of walnut are no longer connected together now, still they are composed of the same material. Likewise, mechanical or physical weathering is a similar type of process, and it is a breaking up of the rocks by physical forces. And in this natural process, physical forces split rocks apart, but they do not change their composition. And ice wedging, pressure release, plant root growth, abrasion, they all can lead to mechanical weathering. Let's read each in detail. First is ice wedging. When water freezes, it expands, and when it freezes in the cracks and pores of the rocks, then this force of its expansion is strong enough to split the rock, then break the rock into parts. And this process, which is called ice wedging, it can break up huge boulders. And ice wedging is common in places where temperatures rise above and fall below the freezing point of water, which is 0 degrees Celsius. And in cold areas, what happens is water seeps into the cracks of the rocks during the day. At night, what happens is the water freezes and expands, and this leads to the cracking of the rock surfaces, and this continual freeze and thaw cycle causes rocks to splinter and break into small pieces. Next is pressure release. Now, a rock deep within the earth is under great pressure. It is under great pressure from what? From the surrounding rocks. Over time, what happens? Earth's forces, they push the rock up to the surface. That was deep within. Okay, so it is pushed up to the surface, or the overlying rock and sediments can veer away. In either case, the pressure inside the rock is still high, but the pressure on the surface of the rock is released. And this release of pressure, it causes rocks to expand, and as the rock will expand, cracks form in it, leading to exfoliation. And this is also sometimes called onion skin weathering. Why onion skin weathering? Because the rock surface breaks off in thin layers that is similar to the layers of an onion. Next is abrasion. Now water, it can wear down rocks on riverbeds and even along shorelines by this process of abrasion. Now how it happens? Abrasion is the process of wearing down by friction. Okay, means the rubbing of one object or surface against another, and the force of moving water alone, it can wear away particles of rock. And water also causes rocks to tumble downstream. Therefore, the tumbling rocks, they wear down as they grind against the riverbed and even against each other.